Hi everybody, my name is George. I'm a self-taught mechanic. I lived on the farm when I was young and I learned a lot. But anyway, I love motorcycles. I have been a motorcycle rider since I was in my early teens on the farm, and then afterwards I've owned quite a few bikes over the years, and my passion at this point is to restore them. Now, this bike that I have behind me is my latest project, one that I purchased last year from a great guy by the name of Mark. And Mark was the only owner of this 1981 750 Yamaha Seca. So he has had a lot of sentimental ties to this motorcycle. I have been wanting to begin this project quite a while ago, but because of a number of reasons I haven't been able to. Renovating my basement, my bathroom. I have all sorts of flooring, laminate flooring for the basement that I still have to put in. So when I had hoped to start this bike was back at the beginning of February, and here it is almost to the end of March, and I'm not anywhere started yet. However, I have been collecting parts, and I wanted to introduce you a little bit to the motorcycle before I begin renovating it, showing you a little bit of its current condition and the things that I will be doing to it in order to bring it back, I believe, to almost a showroom pristine condition. I don't cafe these bikes. I'm not interested in cafe racers. I love being able to bring them back to the point where when they were purchased brand new off the showroom floor, it looks very much like that, I'm hoping, or even better. I'm hoping that too. Anyway, so that's my intention, and that's the reason for this YouTube channel. This is my first attempt at a YouTube channel. Not looking for a lot of subscribers. I'm not looking for a lot of people to follow me. However, I do know that there are some that do like following my progress, and in the past I've posted pictures on Facebook. I'll be doing that again, but I'll also be posting links to this YouTube page in order for people to know what I'm up to, what I'm doing. Anyway, so without further ado, here is the bike. It is, as I said, a 1981 Yamaha Seca 750. It looks pretty good on the camera, covered with a lot of dust, but nevertheless it has an oil leak out of the bottom. The tires need to be they need to be changed. I'm not sure if they've ever been done. The bike itself only has, I'm not sure if you can read that, 25,676 kilometers. I'm pretty sure those are kilometers, and the bike itself is in really good condition in a lot of ways. I haven't had it running yet. Now Mark tells me it can, and I'm convinced it can, but there's some things that sure need to be done on it. So first of all, I've got, you may notice here are some of my parts, new tires that I'm planning on putting on it. I bought some new fairings, windshields, and so this windshield, Mark tells me, was gnawed on by some horses, and it looks it, and so that's going to be changed. I've got a new fairing, and new fairing windshield, plus a headlight cover. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that might look as I do this. Also, the seat cover has been done, but it's pretty lumpy, and so I have purchased a new seat cover for it that perhaps looks more like stock than the current. Also, new battery, brake parts for the brakes, front and back. I haven't bought the seals yet for the forks, but they're going to need to be redone. It's looking pretty bad. so I'll have to be spending some time on those front forks and the shocks. Also, there's an anti-dive system on this, which I am familiar with. I have repaired and redone bikes before that have the anti-dive, but this one I'm not familiar with the Yamaha system. The last one I did was a Honda Nighthawk 650, about the same vintage, about an 84 actually, not an 81. You'll notice as well it's got a 4-in-1. Not entirely sure of the make. Might be a Mac exhaust system. I'm removing it. I'm not going to keep that one. I'm going to sell that one, put it on the market, see if anybody wants it. What I've done is I picked up a used one. They're hard to find, I tell you, in any kind of good condition. In this box there is a 4-in-2 original exhaust system for this motorcycle. It's rusty, but there's no holes, and hopefully between putting some elbow grease into it I might be able to get this to come back. Anyway, other things like things just are loose. I did find a mouse nest in it, and I expected it. It was sitting outside for quite a while, and a bike of this vintage normally will have something in it that will create problems. Let's see if I can get the top off this. Oh, and it's not coming. Come on. Sorry about that, everybody. I'll have to work on that. Anyway, I'll take that off. I'll show you a little while. The aluminum engine cases aren't too bad. They are in, but they certainly need some TLC. They're showing the weather pretty bad. If you'll notice the top of the carburetors here on this side, the carbs will need to be completely disassembled and cleaned, and I'm putting a K&N air filter into it, and as such I've found in the past that when you do such a thing you normally need to rejet the carbs. It's just that much more airflow, and it requires that. Anyway, so it's got pretty well all the pieces. Now the painting, I'm going to get it painted. I'm going to keep it the same color. As a matter of fact, I'm hoping that I can reproduce the color perfectly, but I don't paint. I will strip it. I'm intending to strip it. As a matter of fact, one of the things I was planning on doing on this motorcycle was to go back right to the frame, powder coat the frame, and completely tear it down and redo it. But today is what, March the 25th, I think, 24th, somewhere in there, and I'm leaving it really late, so I doubt if I'm going to. I'm not going to go back to a full, to a complete disassembly back to the frame. I will be going back quite a ways on it, but not to the pulling of the engine and that kind of thing. I'll be checking the head bearings, making sure that they're still good, the bearings on the bike itself, and that they're still good. Just a bit of history for me. This is a bike that I always desired when I was a younger man, and I'm 60 now. When I was a younger man in the early 80s, this was the bike that I really wanted to purchase, was this one. It was a Yamaha 750 Seca. And I never did. I owned a lot of bikes over the years. As I said, instead of buying a Seca, I bought a Suzuki 650, and I loved that bike. Actually, it was a gorgeous bike. I wish I kept it. And I've had Gold Wings, and I've had Cavalcades, Suzuki Cavalcades. I've had, my last restoration was a Honda 650 Nighthawk. Love that bike. It was a beautiful bike, and it came back really nice. But anyway, so at this point, this is what I've got to work with, and I'm looking very much forward to doing it. I find when I'm finished that, well, sometimes what I do is I just sell the bike again immediately. Not that I don't like to ride it, I do. I love to ride them, but I'm My wife will only let me have one toy at a time, and actually I get away with two. I have an ATV as well, so but this is going to be my summer rider if I can actually get at it and get it done, which in my mind may be a little ambitious, but anyway, we'll see what happens. So just to inform you of what I'm up to, I bought these parts that are on the floor here, including the manual, from Fort 9, and I'm just putting a kind of a shout out to Fort 9. I have dealt with them in the past here in Canada, and I'm really pleased with that company. They have been exceptional to deal with, and I'm really happy to do so. I will be probably going on to Amazon or eBay if necessary. I got the exhaust through an eBay customer to buy parts that are harder to find. I'm looking now at a couple of the foot pegs, and the one on this side's not too bad. The other one's badly cracked. And it needs to be, I'd like to get it changed. So I don't know what else I need to tell you right now. Based on what you see, you can see what I'm starting with. The bike is, as I said, in relatively good condition, and I'm looking very much forward to spending a few hours, first of all, stripping it, getting it down to where it needs to be, and secondly, then afterwards, to restore this. Oh, I didn't tell you much about the painting. I will strip the tank. I will strip the side covers and the tail cover and the fairing, the fender. I will try and get it ready for painting, but I will not paint it. I am no good at painting. I'm not much for that. And so I find that more of a frustration than anything else that gives me pleasure. So I'm staying away from that part of it. But the rest of it, the mechanicals, the restoration of the aluminum, even some of the painting of the frame, which will need to be redone, I can handle that without too much trouble at all. Anyway, so there you go. This is my first edition, and I'm happy to launch this new YouTube channel with the idea that maybe in the future somebody will subscribe and like what I'm doing. I'm not looking for lots, like I said. I'm just wanting to kind of record what I'm doing and keep everybody up to speed. All right. Thanks for listening to me today. Bye-bye.